No. We really are in no position.
Indeed.
Well,
Step to it.
we'll begin raiding. No. If we were to
The
launch
nation
an assault,
calls. No peace.
he would join
just
in.
war. Men, war calls.
and then it's not even worth fighting.
This will bolster the nation.
A messenger. That's cool. Karl Franz's army is highly mobile, I'll go that.
Yes.
And you can get the Enhart quickly and easily. What's that? Another Bretonnian? Aldorf. Interesting. And then we can upgrade that Enhart as well. It appears that we will need to change policy though. As it turns out, taxing everyone is not a popular policy. Who knew?
By the comet.
Once again, Karl Franz, you level up. You know what? We need you to lead. You're a fine warrior. But let's let your men actually do what they're paid to do. If the rebels do attack out.
Bow before your emperor.
Okay. Like we would accept just an ordinary peace treaty here. You're gonna throw in some money. 500. Voila. And we'll keep peace between us for at least a moment or two. And we probably should go out there and attack Nordland's armies. The rebel host in Aldorf actually doesn't worry me that much. Like, look at the defenses we have. 2 great swords, halberdiers, spearmen, 4 crossbows, knights, and rakes, and a mortar against this. As the swordsmen are formidable, the halberdiers can be, handgunners are as well, but the outriders are practically useless because they're skirmish cab in a city, but the mortars can be devastating. Can be. The rest of the other places seem to have okayish garrisons. Grunberg, I'll invest in you a bit. Actually, can we build defenses here? If you're wondering why, oh king, you shouldn't garrison everywhere with a garrison. Well, there's no other buildings. And I need defenses. You know? So there's Nordland's army. Is Marienburg actually being besieged? By 2 massive Bretonnian armies, huh? And there's the orcs. Ah, yes, the rebels launched their assault. I will see you on the battlefield, as we deal with these rebels as I would normally do. Intense amounts of screaming, shouting, and death on their side, whilst my men stand on the walls and look glorious. Glorious. As you can see, the rebels have finally made it to Aldorf. Ah, boy. The odds are definitely not in our favor, but they're not that terrible, considering it. So the enemy will send up,
We are ready.
we'll use our spears.
Shields up. Yes, General.
They'll be the first ones on these walls. Like, the garrison of Aldorf is not that bad. It's the imperial capital, so we get access to our elites. The Great Swords! They're strike infantry. Pretty good on a charge, pretty dangerous. They ain't line holders. Like, I wouldn't trust them. Actually, in comparison to our halberdiers, they are very elite. They have a lot more armor. I may have spoken too soon. So we'll sally out with our cav in a direct assault. We'll place crossbows here. I don't know if you have shields, but you definitely do have crossbows. Indeed. A ring of steel. And crossbows.
Form a ring of steel.
That should keep them busy. Now they do have access to magical ladders from whatever heinous gods they worship. Only they worship Sigmar, same as us, damn it. This crossbow unit will be extended. It'll be a very thin line, but, you know, who cares? Rebel for life, Kingstrategist. The more will be set up in that town market because nobody likes buying that farmer's fruit loaf. Hey, what the hell? There's a massive mortar over my damn stall. What paid for it? Well, the city is under siege. I am completely justifiable in my decision making today.
I command in your stead.
You just did that because I wouldn't sell you a damn fruit loaf. Well, don't piss off the garrison commander. Bastard. Okay. Right, now let's kill them. More will be on counterfire against their mortars. The Imperial Cavalry will now ride out. Imperial Cavalry will now ride out. Ah, yep. Here we go. We got Reiksguard and we got normal knights. To be honest, aesthetically, you can't really tell the difference. But when you look at their unit cards. So we'll split up into different attacks. The enemy's main unit of cav is there, but they're not really intercepting. It's always good to know. The enemy does have a lot of halberdiers in that area, so first things first, let's try and engage. Crossbows are providing us with some beautiful cover from the wall. Handgunners will tear into our knights. There will be casualties because they are literally charging damn guns, but you know, casualties should be expected. Moore's countering barring their Moore, and our walls are holding. Crossbows are crossbows. No, they're not in range. There you go. Oh, just by a tad. So the enemy's missile cav are now engaging our cav. This be no bueno. This be no bueno. But their infantry that's trying to pursue us near the walls are just going to get massacred. As expected, the enemy's first tower is arriving. One of our knights have begun to retreat. That'd be no bueno. Well, those handgunners. That gunner cav is certainly dangerous. We have to kill it. If the enemy does reach the main city, then it will be problematic. Thankfully, though, our towers and crossbows are really hammering into the ranks. Oh. We also have more. It's a gun. There's also a massive unit of enemy cavalry nearby. These knights would need some time and a bit of motivation to re-rally, but they'll be good. Yep, here they are. I can't really blame them. They would be damaged. Our Reiksguard, well, our knights have now engaged. What the hell do you guys think you're doing? Charge! Don't concentrate on that one guy. Like, he may be an enemy general and he's 7 foot tall, but still. It's a bad matchup, I know. Send up one of the great swords to help out, though. Yeah, the copious amounts of crossbow fire do tend to help. Uh-oh. Hold on. What are mere moments for you is about 5 or 10 hours in reality. And when I do mean 5 or 10 hours, I actually mean like an hour. I had to go to Taekwondo first. So anyway, let's continue. Now, what was I doing again? Yes. Yeah. We're dealing with them. The cavalry regiment from them got deflected. But the assault's still going underway. Actually rather well. If this is just a garrison army. Wait, hold on. The internet killer's active. Yeah, I must have been alt-tabbed a bit too long because now there's no background. Thankfully, the introduction of the great swords up here may have just turned the tide of the battle round. The number of crossbows just helming on down. Yeah. They ain't gonna live.
For the Emperor! Knights, ready! For the Emperor!
Well, we have to engage 2 units, otherwise they're gonna win that combat, aren't they? Break as many of them as you can, my glorious knights of the Empire. I don't know how much your shield's gonna help you. But, wait, are you guys walking?
Sigmar calls!
Good.
For the Helden Hammer!
Yeah, I'm glad we're taking care of these Outriders, personally.
Spearmen! Die!
And their siege assault's nearly over. And the near endless torrent of crossbow fire and the sally out has actually turned the tide of battle around. Like, the siege battles itself, it's alright, but yeah. As a forces of order, you're expected to defend a lot of the time. And I do literally mean a lot of the time. Like, you are defending from literally hordes and hordes of opponents who are going to kill you. Thankfully, these knightly orders are residents of the city. Otherwise, our attacks would have failed, and the wall fighting would have probably been pretty vicious. Our counter batteries have definitely helped out, though. Uh-oh. They just broke through. That's gonna turn the tide around a bit. Indeed they do. We shall send reinforcements. Of course, we cannot let these rebels merely escape. Just as the gate breaks down, just a ton of Imperial reinforcements stream out the city. Like, look at that. Imagine if you're the attacker, right? And you see this. Your lines are exhausted. You used nearly all your ammunition. And you know Karl Franz, the Emperor, with an army of 2,000 trained, battle-hardened veterans who have been fighting Imperial rebels such as yourself for days or years at this point, is coming back home. I mean, like, knights are one thing. Yeah, you can eventually take care of them. But you lost all your army. Your men are depleted. Your ranks are a goner. You know?
Great swords! We are Sigmar's heirs!
Make sure none of them escape.
Yes, sir! Ready! Guard knight!
It's nice to see this.
No lingering!
Like, yeah, their hero's gone away, but casualties are to be made and to be expected. It wasn't really a heroic victory. I would go along more the lines of heroic massacre upon the enemy, for they underestimated the defenses of Aldorf. To be honest, if the rebels wanted to be successful, they should have taken the south, in all honesty. I mean, like, Helmgat's defenses aren't really that formidable, and they probably would have lived a bit longer anyway. So the majority of their mortar teams got out, their baseline infantry got hammered, handgunners and cav are heavily depleted, and this force doesn't even... It's mostly intact. Mostly. Like this crossbow regiment here. The best thing about garrison armies, right? As long as the army is not defeated, or the unit, the garrison troop will maintain its veterancy. So that's pretty cool to think about, right? Because now you have a battle-hardened unit of veterans who have fought in that city before, you know? And eventually they'll teach the others how to fight better in that city. So yeah, though the rebel army was unusually veteran, we have to execute the captives. There's no other real solution.
I command here.
So, let's think here. The rebels have resorted to raiding.
Men, we must
Now,
attack.
thankfully, we'll be able to go to the Battle of Bloodpine Woods in a moment. there really is no point fighting these rebels.
Let's go.
And once again, the Reichland is secured. Of course, now Cannonberg's like, oh, we hate you, Karl Franz.
Step to it.
We hate you as soon as the army moves in. Okay, we'll tolerate you a bit more, Karl Franz. Yeah. Let me think here. We could use a bit more money. It's always nice to have.
Yes, my lord.
It'll take 2 turns to recruit these regiments, and that is phenomenal. You know that costs.
Who calls?
We might as well just retreat back into Aldorf and just let our army heal for the upcoming battle for Bloodpine Woods. You know? Here's Marienburg, and there's Middenland. Yeah. So the Nordland's probably going to attack one of our weaker settlements. That leaves me with no surprises whatsoever. Of course, the rebellions will keep happening until we
This
deal
action
with
does not have my consent.
the Battle of Bloodpine Woods. Thankfully, they're heading straight for Helmgat, which has actually quite the formidable garrison. Like many places within this region, a formidable garrison.
I refuse.
Nordland must be confident in von Hassel's ability if they're expecting him to lead the victory. At its current speed, we could even reinforce the defenses if we wanted to.
Take up the pace. So,
We'll just do some quick turnabout maneuvering here.
raise Sigma.
Indeed. Considering our income's pretty solid, the Second Army
What does the Emperor bid?
could do with some major reinforcements. I'm not that bothered about getting legendary lords. I'm more bothered about the quality of my men.
Of course.
We require a blacksmith. Great. So once we have more battlefield veterans, we're not researching anything. Well, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get something else soon. I think it's time that we start saving a bit of money to upgrade Aldorf to tier 2. That much money? We can do that pretty easily. So Marienburg's retreating, Nordland's retreating and resorting to raiding. As usual with the Nordlanders. The dwarfs of... okay, we're on good terms with the dwarfs.
Yes, my lord.
To be honest, there really is no need for us to
Fight for
fight
our
the
nation.
Nordlanders. Or maybe there is. Their hero is weaker. We do have more range.
Moving on! I will marshal the men.
Marshal... But they do have more melee defense than spearmen. Three more regiments. Damn, I said I was going to save my money, but here I am spending all my goddamn money. Oh well. We'll just use the rest of this time, to explain. So, normally... Oh wait, have I already explained that? damn it, they got away. So, there's various other factions within the Empire. These are stateless factions, but they still hold a massive amount of influence. Of course, I talk about the churches, like Sigmar and Ulrich. Ulrich relies in Middenheim, or Middenland, while Sigmar relies in Reichland. And as you can tell, the two aren't exactly on speaking terms.
On march! Raise Sigmar.
As usual. We'll now be able to save up a decent sum of money. And with Karenberg under our control, we can advance into Wisland, and then Middenheim itself. A formidable garrison, I'll give them that. So Middenheim is more of the place of Ulrich, the god that Sigmar worshipped.
By the comet.
Whilst we down here in Reichland are more of Sigmar, the god emperor. As a result, this creates a lot of tension. But both these people both have a vote on who the emperor is, so it helps alleviate the problem. Now obviously Boris Todbringer would have went to war with what's his face, unless these rebels were not helping. Oh no. I don't like this. Oh well. Storm clouds gather in the north. There are rumors that the barbarous tribes residing in the shadow of chaos have ceased striving against each other for the attention of the dark gods and are interested in banding together. Suckling at the teeth of chaos, the hordes grow in strength. It seems only a matter of time before they break the dam. The dam breaks and the tide of ruin bursts forth to engulf the old world, corrupting or destroying all in its path. Marshal your strength, nurture the sinews of war, build your walls high, gather warriors to your banner and tempt them in the crucible about, so that when the time comes, you may yet weather the storm. So chaos has arrived. Where is the mighty empire? Where is it? I see no empire. I see bickering buffoons. Ostland and its ally now fight against one another. Sterling is an old friend. I like them.
It is good to see fellow sons of the Empire this day.
Indeed. I wish you would have agreed to that. Whistleland, I must ask you.
Greetings on behalf of the Empire. Now what brings you here with a sheath?
I bring no sheathed weapons.
Approach and make your offer, but I make no promises to my assent.
There is no one I'm interested in helping you with. The Bretonnians are reliable, and we do have a non-aggression pact. And they are at war with a vampire faction.
I am King Leoncoeur. So, do you come to Bretonia as friend or enemy?
It would be nice. The Bretonnian will at least know where another faction is and how powerful they are. In fact, they're on par with, a bit stronger than Leoncoeur. I would hate to see my Bretonnian front falter, even though one day I do have plans on incorporating the valiant knights in my banner. It is also important to remember that these people are proud horse lords. I'll make sure to take that into account. So don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I'll now be preparing my barracks for war against chaos and others.